I'm Lisa Gold. I'm the Executive Director of the Asian American Arts Alliance, or A4. Thank you for coming tonight to our Town Hall Culinary Arts. We're very excited because food is one of our favorite topics, of course. We are very, very grateful to be here with our friends from MoFad, the Museum of Food and Drink, and I want to give a big shout out to Jessica and Bernadette and the rest of the team here for hosting us. Before we start, Jessica, do you want to say a few words? Great.
I'm really excited to have you all here today. I'm Jessica. We're a very small team here at MoFad, so I'm the executive team administrator. I do a lot here, we do a lot here, but just a bit about MoFad. We're a 501c3 educational nonprofit that uses the lens of food and drink to encourage change in the world towards a more thoughtful, equitable, and delicious future. We do a lot of great things. Some of our previous exhibitions, they all have either have a scientific focus or a cultural focus all around different food and drink topics. So we've had exhibitions on the science of flavor, how we perceive it. Also at the same time, we've done exhibitions about the boom of Chinese American restaurants at the same time of the Asian Exclusion Acts. We were examining what the country was like at that time. We've also done African/American, which was about 400 years of African-American cultural cuisine and contribution to America. So that's just a few things. Sorry, I'm out of breath because I was I was unwinding an extension cord. Yeah, but once again, really excited to have you all here, and I'd love to bring up our operations manager, Bernadette, just to talk about a little bit more.
Thank you. Yeah, so aside from the exhibition, if you guys have never been here before, woo! We also have programming similar to what we're doing here, although this is a private event. Coming up in April, we have something once or twice a week where there's a cookbook talk, and you come and there's food and drink included in the programs, including I think Chef Sheldon Simeon, the guy from Top Chef, is going to be here with his new book. That's one of our upcoming events. And then Street Vendor Project is going to be here for their fundraiser. That's not on our website, but like check out their stuff. So there's all kinds of parties that happen here. Check out mofad.org and our Instagram and Facebook for those program listings. And I'm going to hand it over back to you. Thanks again for coming, guys.
Before we start, I want to thank our sponsors who are making tonight's event even better. Golden Diner over here with the kimchi tomato soup, Happy Tuna. We've got our friends at Finback Brewery and Lunar. So thank you to them. And also shout out to our artists, Nessa, Nguyen, and Susie Dai of who have their food-centered art for sale at the tables over here. Who's been to Town Hall before? Okay, not big. It's like, I think it looks like 25, 75. So, well, those of you who are familiar, or I guess those of you who are not familiar, A4 is a 43-year-old nonprofit service organization that works to ensure greater representation, equity, and opportunities for AAPI artists and arts organizations. And we do that through resource sharing, promotion, and community building, and events like this, Town Hall. So, this Town Hall is a bi-monthly program. We've been doing it for, I think, like 15 years or something like that. But it's here to create community, to create a space, a safe space that's supportive and that is consistent, and that we want you to know that you are welcome here. So, in the spirit of that, I'm just going to read our community safety statement first, and then I'll get into the stuff. So, we aim to create environments in person and online that are welcoming, inclusive, and safe physically and emotionally for our community members. So if we observe actions or behaviors that can be interpreted as harmful or threatening, we retain the right to use our discretion and remove the offending party. So for our community safety, we just hope that you will be nice. Okay. So a few things. So we are recording tonight's event, and we'll post it on YouTube. So if you are here with your not significant other and you don't want to be caught, put on a mask or hide. Silence your phones. If you need a restroom, it's straight back here behind the hot dog. And also, if you need Wi-Fi, There are 2 seats in the front right here, and there is 1 seat there, and then there is 1 more seat in the back there. Okay, so if you need Wi-Fi, it's MoFad Guest, and the password in all capital letters is I love flavor, exclamation point. So, okay, so for those of you who have not been to a town hall before, this is how it's gonna go. We have 2 featured presenters, and then 2 groups of short pitches, which are each 2 minutes in length. So I'm gonna ask you to stick to your time limit. I'm gonna be up here with my phone on a 2-minute timer, and it's gonna ring when you're done. So please be considerate of everyone and stick to your time limit. After the first featured presentation, I'm gonna call the names of everybody who's doing a 2-minute pitch, and your name will also appear on a slide here, so you will know. So be ready to go when your name is called. And then we'll do the whole thing over again after the second featured presenter. And then after all of the pitchers that people have pre-registered in advance are done, if you are so motivated and you want to get up and give a 30-second pitch about your project or ask for help or just introduce yourself or share a resource, you are welcome to do so. We have a piece of paper somewhere.
It's over there.
It's over there.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll put it, it's over there. Okay, so you can sign up on that piece of paper with your name and your contact information. It can be your Instagram handle or your website or your email, whatever you want, just so people can find you afterwards if they want to follow up with you. And then you will go in that order. So you'll just line up, you'll get 30 seconds, and then we'll just keep cycling. And after that's over, it's potluck time, so I hope you brought something tasty. Not judging. So after that, we'll have time for networking, schmoozing, questioning, all of that. But we do want to be out of here, 8:39, whatever. But if you want to continue to talk, which I know you will, because we will always do, there is an excellent bar on the roof here, and you can just take the elevator up, and they have indoor, outdoor seating, and lots of excellent beverages and snacks. So you can take it upstairs. Let's see, what else? More announcements. We have a survey. We want to make things better for you. We want to do what you're interested in. We care about your programming and what you think. And so we're gonna ask you to fill out a post-event survey. We'll have a little QR code that we'll put up there, and we'll ask you to please fill it out. Do we have swag?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah, okay, we have swag.
Yeah.
So we have like little prizes for people who fill out the survey. It's like 5 questions, it takes no time, and you could win a fabulous prize. I don't know what they are, but I know they're fabulous. Okay, so, and speaking of surveys, we just did a massive community survey to find out more about our programming and who you are, and I just want to thank everybody who filled that out. I'm sure there are some of you here, I hope, that filled out that survey. Okay, more announcements, sorry. Okay, so also we're sharing the slideshow with you tonight. So after everybody's pitch, if you want to know more, just mail that to you as long as you gave us a valid email address when you registered. Okay, upcoming events. On Thursday, April 2nd, we are hosting our very first drag workshop. So if you've been a little drag curious and don't know where to start, this is the workshop for you. So our friend Shia Ho is going to be leading this workshop, and will help you. She's going to teach you about the history of drag. We'll help you with makeup tips, wig tips, help you figure out your persona, the whole thing. So that's it's a hands-on workshop. And then after that, on June 4th, we're going to have a drag night at the Red Pavilion in Williamsburg. So that's going to be really fun. So you can come and practice, and then you can sashay your way through the drag night. And then on April, then on Monday, April 6th, we're holding our next New Music Monday. It's a listening session that takes place in Soho at Bang & Olufsen. So if you are a music maker, if you're a film scorer, whatever, if you want to hear your sound art, whatever, on super amazing, high fidelity, $40,000 speakers, you can sign up for this event. It's very intimate. We usually have like 5 people. You can bring a guest and you exchange feedback. So it's really nice to hear your work on that kind of sound equipment. It's amazing. And it's just a really nice, like I said, a nice environment to share feedback. We currently have 2 fellowship opportunities. The Van Leer Fellowship in Visual Arts, it's for a curator or a visual artist. You get $10,000 and all sorts of great stuff. The deadline is Wednesday, the 25th. So run home tonight and fill out your application if you haven't already. It's an amazing thing. We also have a Jaden Wong Fellowship in Dance. So if you're an AAPI dancer or choreographer, it's the same thing, $10,000, you get an artistic mentor, you get a career coach, you get an opportunity to perform at AAPI. It's a really amazing program. So again, tell your friends to do this tonight. And then more stuff. Oh yeah, if you're having fun tonight, you want to come back. Like I said, we do this every other month. So the next one will be on May 19th, and the theme is kinship. So sometimes we do them on discipline, sometimes we do them on more, esoteric themes. So this one will be kinship, whatever that means to you. And then, let's see. Oh, merch. Oh, I forgot to wear my hat. Oh, wait, I have my hat in here. I'm going to put it on. So every year for Lunar New Year, we commission an artist to do a t-shirt design. So this year, Dai Novus did our Year of the Fire Horse shirt. So you can get a shirt or a sweatshirt. And then we also have evergreen merch like hats. So we have it in red lettering. We have a white hat. I think. Anyway, so if you want a hat, all the proceeds support A4 artists and programs. And yeah, so, and then finally, you can check out our online magazine. So in, oh my God, I think it's like 3 years ago, we started this magazine to amplify AAPI voices because yeah, frankly, I was tired of reading the New York Times and seeing a list every Friday of shows you need to see or films you need to watch or concerts you need to go to, and none of them were AAPIs. And when there were things in the New York Times, they were often incredibly insensitive. And so we decided to create this platform. So it's written by AAPI artists for our community. We uplift artists and makers and people telling our stories from our own perspective. And if you want to pitch a story, you can do that. We pay, so there you go. Yeah, do that. And then also, like if you have events or shows or anything, you can use our free community calendar. It's a great resource. People hit it up all the time during Lunar New Year, but all year round. So yeah, you can post your stuff. It's free and it's great. We also have this opportunities page. So if you're looking for a residency, a job, an exhibition, opportunity, all of these things, like check out the page. 15,000 people do it every month. So you're in good company. So check it out. And then yeah, sign up for our newsletter. If you don't get it already, hopefully you do. And then you can follow us on Instagram. So I have to thank our funders too, because they make all of this possible. So big thanks to the New York City Department of Cultural Affairs in partnership with the City Council, the New York State Council on the Arts, with the support of Governor Kathy Hochul and the New York State Legislature, the Howard Gilman Foundation, the Ford Foundation, the CJ Huang Foundation, the Huo Family Foundation. If you have a foundation, you can be named too. So, and thank you too for all of the people who made contributions tonight, because that all helps too, so thank you for that. And then also a big shout out to Justine and Danny, our fabulous A4 staff who make these things happen. And now, enough of me. I know you want to get to the meat of tonight's event, sorry. So I'm going to introduce Lisa Cheng Smith, who is the founder of Yumna, which is an importer and distributor of artisanal Taiwanese foods and culinary products. Since its founding in 2018, Yumna has stood for Taiwan's sovereignty by illuminating its traditional and emerging foodways. Their East Williamsburg storefront has all sorts of really amazing snacks and gifts. It's really cute. So I'll let Lisa tell you about it herself.
Thank you guys so much. I'm so happy to be here. It's been a while since I've been out in front of a crowd, so thanks again. I do love a mic, so just fair warning. I'm gonna watch the time, make sure I don't go on too long. Oops, okay, cool. So first I just wanted to say that I feel so proud and honored to be part of this A4 event. So my background is in art and design, even though I'm in retail, product, and food. I feel like it's very, very connected. And similarly, through Yunhai, we're also always supporting what we call like the Taiwanese voice. And that is not just the food that is being produced in Taiwan, it's also how it's being presented, the sensibility of the designers and artists in Taiwan, the everyday culture and history life of Taiwan. So I have a ton of slides. I'm going to see where we get. There's millions of things to talk about. This is my store. Yunhai Yenshin is the name, Yunhai Selection. As mentioned, I'm actually a distributor. So sometimes people love to say like, oh, Lisa, are you a chef? And I'm like, no, I'm a distributor. And they're like, no, you're a chef. I'm like, I'm actually not. I have a warehouse. I'm a distributor. So that can be kind of like an unglamorous word, but I think I've always been interested in distribution. Distribution is the way that things make their way around the world. So to get stuff from Taiwanese farmers to the United States, for restaurants to use, home cooks to have, you need distribution. So this is our mission statement. So basically we offer a selection of premium ingredients and legacy houseware, so the rice cooker, for Taiwanese cooking, and we source directly from artisans, farms, soy sauce breweries, etc. in Taiwan. And I think this statement is super important to me. The second part, I would not be doing this if I did not stand for the sovereignty of Taiwan, full stop, just putting that out there. So terrain, technique, history, and humanity come together in the traditional foods that we distribute. And then as a business, we really intend to bring visibility to the culture, cuisine, and independence of Taiwan while offering these ingredients for Taiwanese and Chinese cooking. So also really great to be at the Museum of Food and Drink because food and drink is a lens into the world. In Taiwan's case, it's actually an amazing way to understand the tumultuous history of Taiwan and the emerging culture of Taiwan. So just want to give you, if you're not familiar, just want to give you like a quick rundown of some of the stuff that we sell. So as I said, we work directly with small farmers, very interested in agriculture, supporting smallholder farms. This is one of the pineapple farmers we work with. This is a line of dried fruit that we bring in directly from those farmers. So those fruits are harvested on the farm, they're dried essentially down the road. The packaging is all designed by Taiwanese designers, and it's all packaged there. And then we have a warehouse in Taiwan where we collect these products from small farmers. So we have a Taiwanese company too, and the way that it works is we're actually a local customer to them. So for fruit farmers, if you're like, you want to export to New York City, they're like, no, don't know how to do that. And I'm like, how about shipping to a small warehouse in Zanhua? And they're like, okay, great. So that's kind of how we work. But this story in particular might be interesting because we started this line in 2021. Oops, I don't know how to go backwards. Okay, sorry, we're on soy sauce now. I don't know how to go backwards. But we started this, thank you, line in 2021. I'm sure many of you are familiar with the cross-strait tensions with China and Taiwan, and in 2021, in May, actually, Taiwanese pineapples were banned from being imported into China, largely viewed as a punitive soft power thing. Much discussion about that, but the people suffering were the farmers. So pineapples take 2 years to mature. Right before harvest season, China was 90% of Taiwan's export market. So everyone was trying to buy pineapples, and Japan was importing them. Taiwanese people were eating pineapple beef noodle soup, which I've never heard of before and have never heard of again. And we already had been doing, I had been doing this for a while, so I just thought, okay, let's try to figure out how we can help. So we essentially, met with some farmers and said, hey, preserve your fruit. Like Taiwanese dried fruit is the best, just preserve it. And then we collected, a bunch of pre-orders via Kickstarter, started the line, and we're actually able to buy 14 tons of fruit in June, I think. So that was like an amazing success story. And I think from a Yunhai perspective, and especially a distribution perspective, what I really cared about was not just being like, we're gonna rescue you, like barely, with 14 tons of fruit. It's actually like, no, let's try to make a new distribution channel for these farmers. So we number every single bag. So this says 26, so that's the 26th time we've ordered from the farmer. And now we're like buying out their harvests. We pre-order them. We like put the money down on the field. Like there's a lot of, intensity that goes along with that. So that's one of our products. We also work with these amazing brothers, Ozzy and Ethan Xie. they're soy sauce brewers. They do everything completely by hand. They have a very small brew yard. They can never supply a 99 ranch. And we want to represent this food because I just feel like when I started in 2018, I thought, well, how come I can get like extremely small batch like Sicilian olive oil, but not this soy sauce from Taiwan? Taiwanese soy sauce is different from any soy sauce in the world. Everyone's soy sauce is different from all the other soy sauces in the world. So we started working with them. This is them. They're super charismatic and friendly, and they have their cute little garden behind them. They're like always making plant cuttings. This is the soy sauce vat. It's terracotta, and they pack the inoculated black soybeans into the vat with salt. And this is their product line that we import from them. So just gonna keep going through the products. And of course, it's the datong rice cooker. So this is one of our biggest products. This is like the Taiwanese rice cooker. I also call it the Taiwanese hearth because it is the Taiwanese kitchen in many ways. There's a saying in one of their old advertisements that's like, no chef, it's okay. No datong, no kitchen. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of true. That's kind of true. My mom brought hers over like for school when she was in her 20s on the airplane. And many, many Taiwanese families grew up this way. When I was growing up, I'm mixed. We called ourselves Chinese, even though we're not Chinese. I think that's a common experience for some Taiwanese families. But I would go to friends' houses and be like, oh, they have a datong. I'm like, wait, is your mom from Taiwan? And so I kind of like gave a little bit of like relational language to an identity that we weren't given tools to talk about yet. But this rice cooker is actually an electric steamer. I make a cooking show about it. We have an exclusive with the producer in Taiwan, and we import this along with all the accessories. And we teach people how to use it and how to steam food, actually, because it's not just a rice cooker, it's a steamer. How am I doing on time?
You have 3 minutes.
3 minutes?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll quickly tell you kind of how we sell things. I'm just going to tell you really quickly how we sell things. So we sell things in many ways. We have a website. This is 90% of our business. I'm not going to dwell too long on this because I want to get to our storytelling. This is our store. This is 10% of our business, but 90% of the heart and soul. And then we sell wholesale. So this is Allison Roman's store upstate selling the Emperor River soy sauce, which is really good to see. So that's kind of how we sell. So when I say we're a distributor, we have a store. We also sell wholesale. We also sell to restaurants. We also sell online. Should I tell you my story or our storytelling? Okay, very, very quickly, I'll just tell you how I got into this because I know a lot of you guys are starting businesses or finishing businesses. This is a still or promotional image from this movie, City of Sadness by Ho Xiaoxian, 1989. This is about the White Terror period in Taiwan where people were being murdered, disappearing, oppressed. Martial law was instated. It was a very tumultuous time in Taiwan. Everything was like up in the air from like a political identity, freedom sense, and eventually a beautiful democracy emerged painfully, and that is Taiwan today. This is my family at the same time as that movie came out, which is kind of crazy because we were in Illinois. That's my mom, my dad, that's me on top with the glasses. And I was also kind of going through this, like, I didn't know I was Taiwanese. I didn't know I had Chinese heritage. We were just this mixed family. And I kind of grew up that way. And I always, sorry, you go back from the puzzle. I kind of grew up that way, and I was always, searching for my identity. And I think Yunhai was really a pathway into belonging as someone whose Mandarin is Haihao. It's okay, but it's not fluent, and also just not that familiar. Like my mom was our link to Taiwan, and so I always joke that Yunhai is kind of this like mixed kids overcompensation for not being Taiwanese enough. But I mean, it is a little bit true. Like I just became so into the food and the culture and trying to understand it. I know I don't have a lot of time left, but I wanted to give you a little bit of my background. So my background is art and design. I used to be a creative director and chief design officer at a brand that's sadly closing called AreaWare. So I was making stuff like puzzles and cool stuff at MoMA Design Shop. And I also worked for Hay. So Hay is a Danish design brand. They do furniture. This is their kitchen market, so tons of accessories. So I had this, this is Taiwanese food. So I had this like already knowledge about how to make products, how to get them across the world, how to develop them, how to distribute them, all this kind of stuff. And the guy on the right is my fairy godfather. His name is Ivan. he's a Taiwanese factory owner. He used to run the New Balance factory in Taiwan, actually. And I was making airwear products with him. And I was like, Ivan, we gotta get this food over. Like, you're making products for United States companies. Let's like get Taiwanese food over to the United States. And so he called me one day. He's like, hey, I incorporated our company in Taiwan. I'm gonna charge you $500 unless you incorporate yours in the US. So that's how it started. And he actually, established the warehouse in Taiwan. He started buying from all the farmers. I established everything here in New York City. This is the very first Yumna shipment. These are my 3-bag allotment. And this is just full of stewed chili crisps. So my very first product was stewed chili crisp. I was hand carrying it. And then, here's the product. So it went from that, this is Jay who makes it, to, we redesigned it and helped him out with that.
Lisa, you have about 30 seconds to wrap it up.
And there's a ton more here, but what I want to say is that, you can go from that little box on the luggage rack to basically having a store. We have like over 200 SKUs. We make our own products. We, import our own oolong tea. We made an almanac last year, and it's just like a really lovely omni-channel business. But I think we can talk about this more later, but I think what matters the most is that we really walk the line of culture and commerce, art and business, a very fine line and difficult to walk. And if you're going to do it, you have to do it by disobeying conventions of business, because everyone will tell you, like, it's a launch pad, shoot for the moon, like rocket ship, but actually in that kind of entrepreneurial language, there's no room for the earth. It's all about leaving, right? So really it's like prune the garden, grow the garden, weed the garden, plant the seeds. So that's my message to you. There's like 15 more slides, and I'm happy to talk to you more later. I have IU jelly seed kits for giveaway, so those are on the back table, and also a zine that we just finished. This is about the soy sauce brothers, so that's also on the back table. It's for free. We just got it off the press today. Thank you so much.
Now for the people who are registered to pitch, Sam, Susie, Prithvi, and Zara to get ready. Sam, are you ready? Okay, yes, I'm gonna set my timer for 2 minutes, and you will hear us when it's ready. Okay.
Great. Yes, thank you. Hi everyone, my name is Sam Yu. I'm a chef by trade, and I also own Golden Diner and newly Golden Hof. We just turned a year old with Golden Hof, and we're doing well up there. You guys should come visit if you haven't heard of us. And Golden Diner has been around for 7 years. Is today the 25th? Thursday. Tomorrow. So that's sort of a big deal. It's like 70 years in other restaurant life world. But yeah, I'm very proud to be here after owning what I like to put out in the world as an Asian American diner, and to have been invited. So thank you, Justine, for thinking of us and having us be here. So I've been through quite a crazy road of working in some very tough kitchens for close to 2 decades, and then finally owning my own businesses. And so if anyone wants to chat or if we can offer support, I know that we wouldn't be able to be where we are if I didn't have my support network or community of people that have helped me out. And so we just want to do our part and see other people who are doing cool, creative, interesting things that represent who they are and tell their story, to be uplifted. And that's pretty much it. We got some kimchi tomato soup that we typically serve with a vegan grilled cheese. The soup is also vegan, served by my 2 awesome chefs back there, Lucy and then Alex. And served on a non-vegan garlic butter crostini. So for any allergies out there. But thank you for having us. True pleasure, and good luck to everyone. Thank you.
Okay, Susie?
the clicker.
Yes. Okay, cool. And then, all right. Okay. Hi everyone. My name is Susie, and let's try if I do this right. Okay, cool. This is very nerve-wracking, to be honest, but I will try to do my best. I'm Susie. I make small charms to capture moments of warmth and joy. I love home cooking, and that's where a lot of my inspiration comes from. I was born and raised in northern China, and I came to the States when I was 18. And in the early days of moving to a new country, food was something that brought me a lot of comfort, a lot of joy, and a lot of connections with people who are different than me with my backgrounds. And I want to introduce you to my handmade brand called Warm Clay Co. It started as a creative outlet away from screens. I used to be a web designer, so a lot of my work was on the screens. I really wanted to do something that was tangible, so I started doing this, and I discovered polymer clay 5 years ago after a really pleasant scroll on Pinterest. And my aha moment came 3 years ago when I was working with my pasta machine. If you work with polymer clay, you really know pasta machine is like one of those tools that are really common for clay crafters to roll clay slabs. And I was like, why don't I make pasta out of this clay that I'm rolling out of this pasta machine and turn them into jewelry? And that was my very first tray of pasta. And over the past 3 years, I've developed more charms to be worn and just adorned as a little, a little joy that people can carry around. I recently made these dim sum charms. I also made the chicken feet charms because that's just very nostalgic to me. And many other things. And in the past 3 years, I have also worked with brands to turn their signature products into keepsake charms and share the process on my Instagram. And I'm looking for ways to grow outside of social media and also from collaborations with artists and food brands, also workshop opportunities in different venues. And again, my name is Susie, and I'm sculpting little joys one at a time. Thank you.
Sorry if I'm drowning in this jacket. It's not mine, it's my husband's. So that should tell you I'm new to New York weather, and also this is very different and new for me. This is the first time I'm presenting to a crowd like this in New York City, so I'm going to do my best. So I want you all to close your eyes for a second. Now picture a street in Bombay, on a beautiful evening, super chaotic. All you can hear is like honking and just loud noises, people chattering. But you see this one man standing behind a cart selling chaat. And you're standing shoulder to shoulder and with strangers enjoying this amazing food that India is absolutely obsessed with. Hi, I'm Preeti, and I started Wanna Chaat, which is an Indian street food and community brand. 3 years ago, no, I started last year, but 3 years ago I moved to New York to get married, and it was born very organically because I craved chaat and I couldn't find a lot of good chaat in the city. And the whole experience of chaat is standing with strangers, completely immersed in the moment, enjoying that flavor explosion in your mouth. And I feel like that's such an integral part of street food culture in India. And when I came here, it was such a miss, and I really, really missed home. Of all the compromises that come with moving countries, somehow that felt like the biggest compromise. So I told my husband, like, listen, like, gotta do something about it. So I started experimenting with recipes, hosted family and friends, and yes, last year we started, I officially launched the brand with a pop-up. And
Oh, do you want me to?
we've done pop-ups and in the city, but this was Queen's Night Market last year. This was a big win for us because we were okay, sorry. Okay, so this was Queen's Night Market. We've also done street food, street fairs in the city, in Manhattan and Brooklyn. This was the latest one that we had at a South Asian market. We've also done like community gatherings and collaborations with other South Asian creatives. And also we've done corporate catering and fundraisers and other private events. What I'm launching this year is a Chaat Club. So the Chaat Club is essentially like an Indian, think supper club, but Indian street food. And I'll be hosting this there at my home. In fact, I'm launching it this Saturday. We've done a couple of test runs. We've sold out of our first one, intimate gathering, 10, 12 seats. And really hoping that takes off. So what my ask is genuinely to like partner with other makers, creators, and storytellers. And if you want to explore what happens when that is combined with like Indian street food, I'm happy to chat. Better yet, chat.
Can you hear me? So I'm Zahra Baniamerian. I'm the program officer at the Wilczek Foundation. I'm here with my colleague Sasha, and we are running the prizes program at the Wilczek Foundation. And I'm here, and let me talk a little bit about Wilczek Foundation. So the Wilczek Foundation is a private nonprofit operating foundation. Our mission is to raise awareness of immigrant contribution in the United States and to foster appreciation for the art and sciences more broadly. And so I'm here to talk about our Wilczek prizes for Creative Promise Prize. This year we are giving prizes in culinary arts in 2 categories, food and beverage, media and storytelling. If you are professionals working any of these categories, you can apply for our prizes. And then if you are, like next slide. If you are like a culinary artists, beverage professionals, artisans, and food makers, please apply by May 4. We have 3 prizes of $15,000. And then you can submit an application form, and then next slide. If you are culinary art professionals working in media and storytelling, and these are your categories, you can also submit an application for our prizes. Next slide. And you can apply if you were born outside the United States to non-American parents. You are not more than 38 years old, have 5 years of professional experience, and have lived in the United States for 4 years. And if you win, you will receive $50,000 unrestricted cash award, and you have the opportunity to reflect on your immigration stories. And you will receive invaluable endorsement from leaders in the field, and then we will have a comprehensive public relation campaign to promote your work. And these are our prize winners in 2019 and 2010. And next slide, this is our website, and that's the email that you can send any questions you may have about our prizes. And we are here, and we can answer any questions you have after this.
Thank you so much. Let's give a big round of applause to all of our okay. Now I want to introduce our next featured presenters, the team of Rala, Ziadeh, and Yumna, Madi from Lammeh. Lammeh is a boutique Syrian catering and cultural events company based in New York City, founded by these 2 lovely people here. Lammeh is Arabic for gathering, and it celebrates Syrian and Arab culture through food, storytelling, and immersive dining experiences. So I'm gonna introduce you, tell you a little bit about their journey.
So unfortunately, we cannot apply because we passed the age limit. Okay. Yeah, that was painful to see, actually. Hi, I'm Yumna. Thank you first, I wanted to say thank you to Asian American Arts Alliance for inviting us into this space and for the work you've done over decades. holding space for artists whose stories have too often been fragmented, flattened, or overlooked. It feels especially meaningful to be here at Museum of Food and Drink, a place that recognizes food not just as sustenance, but as culture, memory, and a creative expression. Through Lammeh, we've had the privilege of collaborating with artists within the A4 communities, artists like Aya Aziz, Sarah Bitar, and Fuad Dakwar, and that's how we became familiar and exposed to A4's important work. We are so happy to be here. I wanted to first, this is the wrong slide. The first, yeah. Yeah. I wanted to first introduce you to Lammeh. Okay. So, a little bit about Lammeh. So, first of all, how we started. Rala and I met serendipitously. A few years ago, I came across her Syrian cooking blog and instantly felt connected to her and her food. It reminded me of home, a feeling I'm always searching for in my new home away from home. When we finally met, we realized we shared the same pride in our heritage. Dreaming up Lammeh came naturally. We wanted to amplify Arab culture through our Shami cuisine with a specific focus on Syrian food, and you'll understand why later on. The thing that is important to us is to tell our stories, especially when it comes to food, in a specific way. We reject the general categorization of our food as merely Middle Eastern food, which in turn has diluted it from its rich history, uniqueness, and stories. Lammeh means gathering in Arabic, and at these gatherings, we're always curating unique dining experiences that tell a story about Syrian food while also amplifying creatives and artists from within our growing community.
Oh, this one?
Okay. A little bit more about how we approach things. To us, food is art. When we create a Lammeh dinner, we're not inventing something new. We're continuing a very old tradition from across the Arab world, where food, art, and music always live together. For centuries, people gathered in a majlis, a shared space where trays of food were passed, family style as we call it today. In the Abbasid era, cooking became a form of high culture, recipes were written like literature, and musicians played between courses. In cities like Damascus and Aleppo, dinners were set to the sound of the oud, the qanun, and the nay, music that shaped the mood of the meal. These gatherings were never just about eating, they were about connection and beauty. Tables were set up elegantly, and that's exactly what Lammeh is carrying forward. Our dishes are part of an older story, one where the table is a cultural space. We strive to create all of that through our pop-up dining experiences, cooking workshops, and even catering services. I was gonna play a video so you can get a feel of, I don't know if this saved as a video.
Oh.
It's okay, we can skip that, that's okay. Let's go. Yeah, okay. Going back to storytelling and the importance of narrating our own stories. There is a reason we think about this work beyond food. Our recipes, techniques, and the stories behind them carry history, memory, and identity. Food is a way of preserving culture just like art does. And when something is simplified or generalized, calling it Middle Eastern instead of Syrian or Shami, or overlooking the story behind a dish, its richness will get lost. That's why specificity matters to us. Calling something Syrian or Shami instead of just Middle Eastern, naming a dish properly, and telling the story that comes with it. Because in doing that, we're not just serving food, we're creating connection, we're honoring heritage, and we're contributing to a larger cultural conversation and dialogue. And this is where our work naturally overlaps with artists we've collaborated with. Their work, much like what we do, try to do through food, holds onto stories that are at risk of being lost, simplified, or misunderstood. And wow, how much we are misunderstood. When we bring artists into our spaces, food starts to move beyond the plate. It becomes part of a larger conversation about identity, memory, and expression. I really made an effort not to digress into the topic of colonial language and why it's so problematic, like the term Middle Eastern. The term Middle Eastern has also diluted us from our Asian identity. We are part of West Asia, and we tend to forget that we are Asian. We feel sometimes that we are faking it. So This is why, for us, it is very important to be specific with how we describe who we are. I will now give the mic, before I ramble too much, to Rala, my partner and the amazing chef, on why Syrian cuisine. All right.
Hi, my name is Rala, and I promise I cook better than I talk. Thank you so much for having us today. So I am the co-founder of Lammeh with the amazing Yumna. I do the cooking, but she do everything else. So today I want to take you on a small journey from Aleppo, where I grew up, to New York, where I now cook. And together with Yumna, we were building the Lammeh community. This talk is about food, but it's also about land, memory, and belonging. I come from Aleppo, a city more than 7,000 years old. I know Aleppo is not unique in this, because cities like Damascus, Jericho, Gaza, Tyre, Byblos, Amman, Beirut, and others are among the oldest in the world. But what's unique about Aleppo is how civilizations didn't just pass through. They traded, cooked, argued, married into each other's families, and left traces in our kitchens. And you can taste every one of them in the food. Aleppian cuisine is a living museum. Silk Road spices, techniques from around the world, ingredients from many climates, and that Aleppian confidence, yes, we can make it better. Honestly, nothing explains Aleppo better than its food. How food traveled to us. I always imagined the Silk Road caravans arriving all the way from China to our gates, to Aleppo gates. Merchants bringing saffrons from Iran, pepper from India, cinnamon from Sri Lanka. They traded, shared stories, tasted each other's dishes, and carried those ideas back with them. Dishes evolved, spice blends transformed. Aleppo became a culinary capital because the world met there. That's why Aleppian cuisine feels ancient, global, and local at the same time. In the 10th century, so like in Syria, we have the oldest, this is the history, and then the books. So in Syria, we have the oldest cookbooks that exist, actually. And in the 10th century, Kitab al-Tabikh included what historians believe is one of the earliest written versions of hummus. I know hummus is a cliche now, and everyone wants to claim it, but it's nice to notch this every once in a while for historic accuracy. I love reading those recipes. They are poetic, dramatic, and sometimes hilarious. For example, one of them say, add garlic the size of a pigeon's eye. Very useful advice for New Yorkers. Another describes a dish as food that nourishes the body and opens the heart. The original wellness slogan before Instagram made it cool. So we are also, next. I'm gonna talk now about Bilad al-Sham. So for people who doesn't know, those 4 countries, Palestine, Syria, Lebanon, and Jordan, we are called Bilad al-Sham. So people used to move freely, and so did recipes. Manaish, Za'atar, Magdous, Mahshi, Kibbeh, name it. Each city adds its own personality to those dishes. But together, they create one big family table. Our land is our first ingredient. Syrian cuisine begins with the land, like olive, wheat, pomegranate, figs. Everything was eaten in season. You cooked according to nature and not the calendar. Syrian food takes time, and it takes many hands, like stuffed kibbeh and stuffed vegetables. Techniques so sophisticated, sometimes I think French cuisine needs to take notes. But this labor is how we say, I love you and you belong. Why we started Lammeh, and that's why we started Lammeh. When I moved to New York, I missed that feeling, sorry. Not just the dishes, but the warmth around it. Then I met Yumna, who missed both the feeling and the dishes. So we created Lammeh to bring that warmth back. Every table we set, every workshop we teach, every recipe we share carries pieces of our cities, our families, and our land. My hope is that when people in New York taste our food, they feel the same comfort and love. Thank you for being here, and I hope you felt a small piece of Aleppo and Bilad al-Sham. Food carries history and memory, and when we share it, we keep it alive. Thank you so much.
Thank you. I'm so hungry now. Okay, now we are ready for our second group of registered pitchers. So Nadine, Zoe, Cindy, Iris, Kushal, and Sian. So we'll start with Nadine. Nadine, are you here?
So I'm going to play a video on behalf of Nadine.
Oh, you have a video?
I have a
Nadine?
video,
Okay.
yes. Oh, you are here.
My favorite memories growing up was going to Chinatown with my mom and going to markets in Jamaica with my grandmother. I remember seeing bok choy stacked high next to other greens I recognized, watching my mom pick out fish to fry from Asian markets and not thinking twice about it. It just felt normal. Looking back, I realized I was witnessing something deeper. Cultures meeting, blending, and shaping each other through everyday life. That's what Pantry Pollination is about. It's a community project that explores how the things we keep in our kitchens, our pantry staples, our spices, our habits, tell a story of connection, not separation, but exchange. Because Black and Asian communities have long learned from one another, shared practices, and built relationships in ways that often go unrecognized. This shows up in history. In 1955, the Bandung Conference brought African and Asian leaders together around anti-colonial struggle and shared futures. In Harlem, Yuri Kochiyama stood beside Malcolm X, building relationships rooted in justice and solidarity. In Detroit, Grace Lee Boggs spent decades organizing alongside Black communities, reimagining what collective care and liberation could look like. On college campuses, Black and Asian students came together through the Third World Liberation Front to demand ethnic studies and a more truthful education. And in the fight for justice for Vincent Chin, Black leaders stood with Asian American organizers, showing up for one another across communities. This connection also lives in the kitchen. Ingredients, techniques, and remedies have always traveled through migration, through markets, through daily life. Rice, greens, ginger, soy. They show up in different ways across cultures, but they connect us. Through Pantry Pollination, people are invited to explore neighborhood markets, cook with what they find, and share their own food stories. It becomes a space for conversation, for memory, for learning from each other in real time, because the pantry isn't just about food. It's about memory, it's about movement, it's about connection. So the question becomes, what's in your pantry? Where did it come from? And who are you connected to through the food you eat, even if you've never thought about it before?
In April, there's a website, and you can participate in person or online. But yeah, talk to me about it afterwards. Thank you.
Thank
you. Hi everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Zoe Yang. I am a cook, a writer, a forager, a recipe developer. I preserve things, and I've sort of become an amateur ethnobotanist and historian in the last few years. So this is about foraging mostly. I've been cooking mostly Chinese food, both personally and professionally, for a while now. But a few years ago, about
7 or 8 years ago, I started foraging, specifically urban foraging in New York. And at first it was really just a way to expand my palate and my pantry, and it was a bit of a party trick, right? It was very cool to just walk down the street and pick something off a tree and hand it to my friend and be like, taste this. And then I started realizing that most of the invasive plants in New York City are actually from East Asia, specifically from China. And they were plants that I didn't ever get to meet when we were both in China. I'm an immigrant, I came when I was 5. So in researching these plants more, it kind of became an act of repatriation for both myself and the plants, because in East Asia, these are respected kin. These are not invasive plants. So, and then the third level to the foraging now, in years at this point of thinking about climate change and stewardship and property and land and migration and rewilding ultimately of both myself and the city, this kind of culminated in me quitting my job recently, basically. So I'm about to launch for the first time a way to share what I've learned over the years with everybody else who might want to go on this journey. Okay, this spring I'm doing a series of workshops called Field Trips. So they are all focused and rooted in a plant that has naturalized from China to New York City. They are all going to be weekend-long workshops. On Saturday, we will forage. On Sunday, we will cook at my kitchen table. That's it. Thank you.
All right, hey everyone, my name is Cindy Trin. You may know me as a photographer and an activist in the community. Let's go to the first slide, which I still am, but I started a new endeavor bottling up my Vietnamese nap jam and selling it at pop-ups and markets. The name Jom comes from my nickname that my family calls me at home. Next slide. The idea was born during a time when I was organizing and hosting intimate dinners with Vietnamese friends in New York to feel closer to my culture and my heritage. My friend and frequent collaborator, Nessa Nguyen, who is here today tabling, was a part of these dinners. And when I talked to them about bottling my sauce, they generously designed my incredible label. Next slide. My very first pop-up was at Here to Sunday in Brooklyn, where I also organized a market with other vendors and artists to sell alongside me. I also did a backyard barbecue, a market for Mid-Autumn Festival, a pop-up at Art Bean Coffee where I sold vermicelli bowls, a Test Thursday pop-up at Welcome to Chinatown where I sold homemade egg rolls, and just a few days ago, I was a vendor at an indie music show. Next slide. So I have brought samples to here today of regular and vegan because I offer vegan fish sauce. For everyone to test, and I also have bottles for sale if anyone wants one. Some upcoming stuff I have, I'm collaborating with Sen Saigon, a restaurant in Chinatown. That's gonna be in May. I'm vending at the Planted Culture Market, which is a vegan festival in Washington Square Park, and that's also in May and June. And then I'm gonna have a grill and wrap event at Welcome to Chinatown in August. That's sure to be a crowd pleaser if you like barbecue and you like eating with your hands, which is my favorite way of eating. So you don't want to miss this epic meal. So you can follow Viet Fish Sauce NYC. It's pretty straightforward for any updates and announcements. And catch me at the potluck table during the mingling. Thank you. Iris?
Hi everybody, my name is Iris. Also Asian baby grandma is what I go by. I want to talk to you a bit about how I've been obsessed with capturing the flavors of home and making it my own. And so with all the presentations going on, I feel very comfortable with peers who are all trying to do the same thing. So I'm Cantonese. My parents came from southern China and landed in San Francisco, where they had me and my brother. We were on the more poor side, so we just cooked a lot of food at home. So all I really ate growing up was just Cantonese home-style cooking. I moved to New York about 3 years ago. I was in the Bay my whole life. And I found my body missing these flavors of home. In Cantonese, in Chinese, we have this term called sik liu, which means that food is a therapy, is a healing practice for the body. My body was missing these soups that I grew up with. Even among Chinese cuisine, soups are something that the Cantonese people are really known for. And the thing that I started exploring, the thing that I wanted to do was to find myself in food, find how my body can keep memories, can keep identity alive, even if my parents are no longer here. So I started learning a lot of their recipes. And then I saw in media how bone broth is blowing up. People are finding acupuncture and gua sha to be these things that are amazing. And these are all things that I've grown up with. These are things that we've been doing for thousands of years. And I want to make sure that the story of Cantonese broths is told by Cantonese people. So I'm looking for a brand designer, and I really need help because otherwise I would just be speaking in memes. So please reach out to me if you can help me design a brand for this. Thank you.
Michelle? Is Michelle there?
I think there's just one slide, so.
Okay. Hello, can everyone hear me? Yeah. Okay, thank you. I'm Kushal, a member of Film Labs. Hi everyone. Have you ever worked on your own film, whether that be script writing, compositing, or storyboarding, and felt unstoppable? Like you couldn't let go of that pencil or keyboard or camera? That potential, that drive, it's precious. And I would go to say that it's within all of us in this room right here. Film Lab is where that potential bears its fruit, where your ideas are not left behind but able to flourish. It's with this that we have opened to everyone an opportunity to share that excitement with the world. One that shares these authentic and brilliant stories to life through the 72-hour shootout. Yep, 72 hours, 3 entire days where everything is non-stop film, collaboration, struggle, but also fulfillment. All in one. In the same way we limit ourselves with these timed events, we also break through said rules and constraints to bring a beautiful work of film that shows our true selves. Join us at www.filmlab-org to register for the shootout and celebrate the joy of film with us. Thank you.
I can, if you just cue me.
Thank you. My name is Sian. I'm an artist. I'm so happy to be here to learn all the culinary talents of so many people. I'm humbled and I'm hungry. And thank goodness this is the painting called Big Kitchen. I'm here to invite you to my current exhibition called Mother Warriors, and this painting is on view. It's called Big Kitchen, and it fits the theme. Next slide. Okay. So this is the exhibition. Is on view until April 11th. It's called Mother Warriors. I'm paying tribute and celebrating the contribution of Chinese immigrant women in this city and America, and really pretty much just putting a spotlight on our women and mothers. I think, well, next slide. So this is my name. This is Mother Warriors. Is on view. It started already. It's until it's until April 11th. This exhibition is also is focused on immigration. It's really a way for me to get the conversation going about immigration and our place in America. Next slide. Okay. And also, there are also 5 other artists who are, in their work, also talk about immigration, and it's called Familiar Stranger, addresses the idea of otherness. Next slide. Yeah, that's it. And there's also, one more slide. There's also a contributions by high school students in their own space in the gallery called Immigration in America. They are adding their voice to the topic of immigration. So yeah, I hope you find time to come and take a look. It's in Lower Manhattan, Equity Gallery. Thank you.
Thank you. I just saw the show. Yes, I can vouch. So let's just give a hand to everybody. All right, now if anybody is so moved by that and would like to give a 30-second pitch, we always have people that sign up for 30-second pitches. So yeah, go ahead. So just put your name. There's a marker up there. Just write your name and either your Instagram handle or your website or your email or whatever. And we'll just have everybody get in line. I will set my alarm for 30 seconds. And then we'll just keep going. So yeah. As I stall for time. Okay. All right. You ready? Woo!
Thank you. Hello, how are you? So my name is Anna, and I'm here on behalf of House of Chow as their event planner, which is a nonprofit organization for Asian dance artists who specialize in hip hop. So we are hosting our annual Unapologetically Asian Gala April 13th at Hana House in Brooklyn. And we are seeking culinary partnerships for our pre-gala dinner of 40 attendees, and then our main event, the gala itself, of 200 guests. So whether it may be gift bag items, raffle items, or small bites, even drinks, please find me if I don't find you and introduce myself. Thank you.
Hello? I didn't think I was going to speak today. My name is Brendan. I just launched a new food company called Uncle's Thai Food. It is a freeze-dried Thai curry block. Works just like Golden Curry. It's available in 50 stores across America. Would love to speak with you guys if you guys want to know more. It's available at Dimes, Bangkok Grocer, Happier Grocer, where else? Jubilee Market, which is an awesome supermarket for those who are familiar. And I'm also a brand strategist, so anybody looking to launch something and want some consulting, I'm happy to be your sounding board.
Hi Lisa, thanks. I'm Francis Chin. I've been here for a number of different things, but today's hat I'm wearing, I'm an incoming board member for the Asian American Bar Association of New York. They're the Association of Warriors that assist Asian Pacific Americans in New York City, in New York State. I want to promote our pro bono legal clinics. We have it every month in Manhattan on the middle of the month. This month we're going to have on April 1st. We'll be in Flushing, in One Flushing Center, and on the 15th in Manhattan at CBC.
Yes, I'm back. I couldn't leave for long. Okay, I feel like I didn't make it clear. We also host pop-up events, and we're always working in collaboration with other artists, and we do have one coming up April 18th. It's always a dining experience, so we do hope you join us at any of our events. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Louise Puma. I also did not expect to be speaking today, but I host Love Letters with Lou, and recently I've been helping host poetry workshops for people that are immigrants here. I was lucky enough to be born in New York, and I'm obviously a white woman as well, and I've realized that where you're born is an unfair lottery ticket. And I try to help people write love letters to their hometown. I recently did an event for Sudan, and we helped people that are from there and cannot go back to write letters to refugees in Uganda.
Hello, everyone. My name is Michael Loden, and I am a restaurant consultant. So if you guys need any payroll solutions or technology for your restaurants, I can help with that. Also, I'm a DJ, so if you guys need a DJ for any events, please feel free to talk to me. Thank you.
Hi everyone, my name is Trinity. I'm part of a nonprofit group called ACE Pop-Up, and we host Asian American and minority brand owners pop-up markets around once a year. Our next one is May 30th and 31st at Pier 57. Our Instagram is ACE Pop-Up. We're just a small collective, but we partner with Asian Creative Foundation and would love to see any creative brands. Yeah, thanks.
Anyone else?
My name said you have to go again.
I'm back. Okay, so my 30-second pitch, I'm also a board member of the Catskills Agrarian Alliance, an amazing organization helping out smallholder farms, basically getting grants and awarding them to farms to provide mutual aid throughout the New York City, New York State area. Definitely look them up, Catskills Agrarian Alliance. They do work with many Asian-owned farms and are involved with Star Route Farm and Choi Commons. We do a lot of work in agriculture in Taiwan. Local agriculture here, smallholder farms are super important. We are not supporting them, we are benefiting from them. They make the sacrifice to grow the food for us, super important. Thank you.
Hey y'all, my name's Nessa. I am a designer and illustrator. I'm selling my work over here. I do work on Vietnamese American identity. I have a Vietnamese cookbook over there with stories paired with the times I've made them for my loved ones, such as my dying grandma and my ex-boyfriend and all that stuff, all that fun stuff. But also, I work with a lot of restaurants doing branding and merch with them in the city. Lunar drinks are served back there. Fun fact, I was their brand designer and art director 2 years ago for 2 years, so Iris, I will be talking to you. But yeah, if anybody needs merch for the restaurant, or if you have your next idea for your next sauce, I'm your gal.
Okay, last chance for pitches. One more. Okay, Iris. Okay.
Hello, it's me again, Iris/Asian Baby Grandma. If you've never tried Cantonese soup, you don't know what I'm talking about, I have some, so come find me at the table in the back over there. Thank you.
Zoom myself up. All right, let's just give everybody a big hand.